Hello, you have an action cam and you wonder how you create those action shots with that light speed effect with lots of motion blur and a full immersive feeling? In this video, I'm going to share with you how I learned it the hard way, and maybe with this can avoid you making the same mistakes as I did. One of the most convenient ways to make an action shot when mountain biking or skiing is to wear a chesty. My first mistake was to have the camera not tight enough to the chesty and the chesty actually not tightly enough strapped to my body. So here, while at full speed over bumps, jumps and rocks, the camera started to move on my body and the stabilization couldn't make up for it. So it creates an awful wobble like you can see exactly here on that image. Let me rewind, same image. Second mistake, don't underestimate the weight of the camera. The camera alone weighs 164 grams. But if you start to put here the media mode or an additional lens or even the wind muff on the media mode or even on top the quick clip of GoPro, you almost double the weight of the camera. And that. Next thing to look at are the camera settings. In these videos, you see 3 different settings for the field of view, for the ND filtering, and for the sound. I'm going to walk you through the differences and share with you the one I most prefer. First parameter to set is the frame rate. Here, I set it at 25 frames per second to give a cinematic look. As you can see on the image here, it allows the center to be pretty sharp, while all around the center it's very blurry, which really increases the speed effect. The next setting is the field of view. Let's have a first look at a video with the stock lens in the hyperview field of view. As you can see, the bar is pretty close. You don't see the entire arms, but you still can capture the complete shot. On the next shot, I mounted the Max Lens Mode 2 on the GoPro 13. This completely changes the field of view. It switches from hyperview to ultra wide, and as you can see on the picture right now, actually you can see a lot more of the arms. The bar is much more far away, so it completely changes the perspective. And here, switching from one image to the other again and again so that you better understand the differences. There is no right or wrong choice. It's up to you to pick up the field of view you think fits the most to your style of riding. I recently also started to use different ND filters. As you can see here, using the ND filter 8 at sunset, it gives an amazing color, but also here it also applies the shutter effect, so the motion blur is even increased. As you can see on that picture, the center is really sharp, but the trees and the leaves around are completely blurry, which really makes the effect so fast. Let's check again how it looks like in detail. So that's without the ND8, here with, here without again, and now here with, where you really see the trees that are blurred. The last setting that helped made a huge difference and create a real immersive effect is the sound capture. On those 4 different videos, 3 are shot using the media mode and the mic facing front setting. 1 is shot using just a wind muff on top of the GoPro. I will let you listen to those 4 different shots and the 4 different sound captures and make up your own mind on which one is the one that creates the most real effect. Woo! I shared with you the different learnings I had when shooting action shots in mountain biking. I hope you learned something. I hope you could also find settings that will be suiting your shots the best. My favorite is to shoot either with an ND4 or an ND8 filter, depending on the light, and with just the wind muff on top of the GoPro. This setting is the easiest to go with, and for me gives always the best results.